right, Raid Shadow Legends just released their brand new What's Next in Raid episode 4, and oh my goodness, buckle your seats. There's a lot of information in here. So much. So let's just get into this.
Hey everyone, welcome to our latest edition of What's Next in Raid, where we'll be talking all about what's coming next in Raid. We've got a whole lot to wriggle through today, so let's just slither right into it. First up, the Guardian Ring. Some of you may have already seen our other video dedicated entirely to the Guardian Ring, but if not, don't worry. We're going to coil our explanation up into a small ball of cold, hard facts. The Guardian Ring is primarily here to give everyone a way to use their duplicate champions. It'll be replacing the current sparring pit in your Bastion, but you won't be losing the sparring pit you know and love. It's just shedding its old skin and being upgraded with a bunch of new additions. The first new add-on is Faction Guardians, where you assign a special council of champions for each faction that gives champions of their respective rarity within that faction a global stats boost. You'll be able to assign Guardians for rare, epic, and legendary champions, and with this feature, you'll get to have your cake and eat it too, because you still get to keep your Faction Guardians and use them in battle. It's going to be a huge boost to early and mid-game players who probably won't have any duplicate legendaries in their collections, but will more than appreciate being able to strengthen their rares and epics to help them climb over some of those tougher raid hurdles. The stats boost itself is nothing to hiss at and will be approximately half as strong as the bonuses from a maxed out Great Hall. It'll give you a lot of freedom when it comes to tweaking and adjusting your champion builds and play styles, as well as your Great Hall upgrade strategy, now that you'll have an additional layer of boosts too on top. The other two additions are exclusively for duplicate legendary champions. First, you can empower champions using their own duplicates or some surrogates if you can't get more than one of that champion, like Lydia. Empowering will help you beef up your champions to make them extra tanky, extra killy, or extra whatever you've built.
All right, so a couple things. Okay, Guardian Circle. It's two champs, it's copies. I see some questions about that in the channel is, if you have 3 champs, can you use all 3? And so the way it's gonna work is it's 2. So 2 of them we'd end up putting in the Guardian Circle and 1 would not. So that's the first question I see in there. It's a dupe system, so if you add the 2 champs, do you have space in your inventory? They haven't said anything about increasing our inventory spaces, but they did say that if you put champs in the Guardian Circle, the Guardian Ring, that they're still usable champs. Okay? But that is a good question. It's been brought up a bunch of times that if they're going to make it where you're going to want duplicates, we're going to need more champion space. There just isn't enough space. And the next thing, looking at this with empowerment, we see the stats. What do you guys think about this? I know initially when these empowerment and these stats are coming around, people were getting worried about how Arena was going to be, for example. So many snake references. Yeah, because we're going to be talking about Hydra in here too. Yeah, it's powerful. And where do you guys think people are going to notice it the most? Maybe in plat, maybe not necessarily below plat. I guess it depends on where you are. You want to see the empowerment bonuses? Yeah, I was trying to get it to stop where you can actually see it. There, you guys can see a little bit better there, right? Okay, so here's the empowerment stat boosts, guys. HP plus 40%, attack plus 40%, defense plus 40%, speed plus 15%, resistance plus 55%, accuracy 55%, crit rate plus 10%, and crit damage plus 30%. All right, let's keep going. So this is empowerment.
It's if you can't get more than one of that champion, like Lydia. Empowering will help you beef up your champions to make them extra tanky, extra killy, or extra whatever you've built them for. We don't want empowered legendaries to become unbeatable demigods, so we're capping empowerment. You'll only be able to empower a champion up to 4 times. Last on this list, but certainly not least, champion unbinding. If you're sure you have no use for a duplicate legendary champion, you'll be able to permanently release them from your service in exchange for a life token. You'll then be able to take those life tokens and trade them for a new legendary champion at the token trader. We'll be adding a bunch of special champions to the token trader over time.
All right, so here we are to life tokens. I know this came up before and people were curious what the ratio was going to be. Now, we saw an example there. And I don't know if it's going to be the same example across the board, but they just got rid of Skull Lord for 500 life tokens. Okay? And what we see here is the trading ratio is, they have Minea for 2,500. They have Tomb Lord Foley, Molly, and Fushian for 3,000. And then Sir Nicholas is at 4,000. Now, are all the legendaries going to be a straight 500 life token when you get rid of them? I don't know that. They did say before, though, that there would be variables based on the legendary champs. So we'll have to see.
Including some that were available via fusion events in the past. So expect to see Molly Tankard, Manaya, Fushan, and the new and improved Tomb Lord in the near future. In fact, community favorite Sir Nicholas will be coming to town very soon, so you'll be able to hand out some gifts of festive fury to some very unlucky boys and girls. Alright, that's the big update squirming its way in-game very soon. But that's not all. Let's take a quick fire look at a bunch of other updates we're bringing to Raid soon. First, the Shadowkin are getting their own faction crypt. It means more milestone rewards, but you'll still have to finish every crypt if you want Lydia. So if you're close to finishing already, you might want to finish the job before you have another crypt to complete. Second, we're renovating the tavern. We're adding a filter that only shows champions that are eligible for each type of upgrade,
Yay!
as well as the ability to change the sorting orders from ascending to descending.
Thank you.
XP brews will also be grouped together in a single slot to make things quicker and easier to manage.
Quality
and
of
we're also
life,
adding
man,
a slider
in the
to
tavern.
make it even easier to beef up your champions in one go.
Yes.
Third, we're adding rank and rarity filters to the
And
artifact storage, as well
more
as making it possible
filtering.
to select all the artifacts you
Thank
filtered for
goodness.
with one
Jeez.
tap, so you can sell your gear in bulk. Fourth, and my personal favorite, changes to save teams and skill instructions. We're increasing the number of save teams to 15, and we'll be dividing
That's
them up by
nice.
game mode so you have 15 for each mode. We're also making it possible to create farming setups that you can run in multi-battle mode, along with being able to set different skill instructions for each round of a battle separately. Alongside these changes, we're exploring some options for how to make it quicker and easier for everyone to speed things up throughout the game, starting with Faction Wars and the Doom Tower. We're going to be kicking things off by enabling super raids for Doom Tower boss fights.
Nice!
And to keep things fresh in battles, we're also
Hey guys, okay, look at all those quality of life improvements. Wow, so we already have some tavern quality of life improvements. There was filtering, ranking. They said all of the brews they're gonna put together so you could use them in one shot to fully level up a champ really quickly. Oh my goodness, and then gear. I know artifact filtering finally by stars, by rarity. And then we're talking about trying to find ways to speed up the game. So they said there's going to be super raids. They're looking at enabling super raids in Faction Wars and in Doom Tower. Finally, quality of life. There's definitely some good quality of life improvements coming for sure. For sure.
also adding a new buff and debuff pair that increases or decreases resistance in battle. Being able to have an enemy's resistance is no joke, and we think these effects will add a new layer of strategy to Raid's battles across the board, including introducing completely new team compositions and archetypes. And since we're on the subject of new team compositions, the best thing for that is new champions. A bit of a tradition
look
here
at
on our
that,
What's Next series.
guys.
What you're looking at now is a
Hey, the Leila champ has landed. Boom, look how beautiful she is. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm thinking this gorgeous champ is going to be Shadowkin. Very, very excited about that. Look at that. Cosplay in the future for sure. Just beautiful. So excited. So much info. Let's keep going. We're only about 4.5 minutes in.
It's a first sneak peek into the next line of dungeon delving.
Ooh, this guy looks neat
Boss-beating
too.
badasses
I like him.
coming to Teleria in the near future. Okay, that's all we've got for you. Oh, wait, one last thing.
And the Hydra.
The Hydra. You might have already seen a few leaks from Raid's sleuth-like detective community about the Hydra already, but if you haven't, here's a full breakdown of what will be Raid's toughest,
I like the
scariest,
art. They did
and biggest
such a
boss
good
fight.
job.
The Hydra is our second clan boss, in addition to the Demon Lord you're all well acquainted with. However, it's a bit different than just fighting one boss. You all know the old commonly used adages, 4 heads are better than 1, 4 snakes in the hand are worth 12 in the bush, the more serpents the better. Well, they're all true in Raid World too. This unkillable beast will be bringing 4 heads to every fight, each with totally unique skills and mechanics to deal with. Actually, it'll be bringing 6 heads, but you'll only have to deal with 4 at any one time. We'll get into that a bit later, but first, let's break down the basics. It's a big fight, and you'll need reinforcements, so you'll be taking 6 champions into each.
And check that out. Okay, new Hydra boss. There's 6 heads. Now it's been confirmed how many heads that there were, right? Since everyone was looking for them. And you get to bring in 6 champs. 6 heads, 6 champs. Yes, thanks for. Yes, it's going to be a 6-champ fight. Now, you guys also saw in that clan boss area when they were kind of panning, there's still room on the right. There's still plenty of room on the right. Thank you for the heads up. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. I can always depend on Twitch chat for dad jokes. So here we go. 6 heads. You get to bring in 6 champs.
Each Hydra battle. And just like the other clan bosses, the Demon Lord, you'll be battling the Hydra to chase high scores and win huge rewards.
Can I just say already, like, I don't know, I love this interface. This looks really, really cool. I like what they did. You guys know I'm such a World of Warcraft fan. That's the game I probably played the most in my life. And this gives me such like WoW vibes. I really like it. I dig it. I just love the interface and what they did for this whole look. I love it. Have at it, guys.
You'll be fighting to stay alive as long as possible and deal as much damage as you can along the way. However, unlike the Demon Lord, the Hydra will be running on a different cycle. While the Demon Lord resets every single day, the Hydra will reset once a week. On top of that, you'll only get 3 Hydra keys per week, so you and your clan will have more flexibility to figure out when you want to take the Hydra on. So, the Hydra will reset every week, and things will stay pretty much the same week to week. You'll fight the same Hydra with a mixture of those same heads. Each head will be tied to a certain affinity, so you'll be able to figure out a good strategy over time to deal with the current challenge. Predictable, easy, right? But here's the twist. Every 4 weeks, a new rotation will start. This means, just like the Doom Tower, shuffling the pack. Each head will be paired with a new affinity, and the 4 starting heads you have to deal with will change. And in the future, when we add more heads, it'll mean entirely new combinations of 6 heads.
You guys heard what they said too. And in the future, when they add more heads. All right, so 3 keys. First of all, we saw that. They did also say, if you caught the info, they said when they add more heads. When they add more heads. Hail Hydra.
And a whole new challenge. To make things even tougher, once you've used a champion in a Hydra battle, you won't be able to use them again until after the next weekly reset. So looking to lock in a single...
Did you guys hear that? Once you use the champ, you can't use them again. So you're going to need 18 for your 3 keys. 18 for your 3 keys.
Gimmicky team is off the table here. You're going to need 3 unique teams that can stand up to the challenge to get the most out of the Hydra. Then, every month, re-examine your strategy again because the script may very well have been flipped. Because each head is so unique, you won't be able to use the same tricks every time. We're not going to cover each head's skills right now, but here's a quick snapshot of the 6 heads you'll be fighting against in the first rotation of the Hydra. The head of Torment, the head of Decay, the head of Wrath, the head of Blight, the head of Suffering, and my personal favorite, the head of Mischief. If those names alone don't sound scary enough, wait until you see them in battle. Things get real crazy. You'll be fighting 4 of these heads at the same time, and you'll be fighting hard to stay alive and deal out as much pain as possible. You'll want to cut off the Hydra's heads to maximize your damage, but cutting off a head doesn't mean you only have to fight against 3 heads. Remember how we said the Hydra brings 6 heads? Well, if you do manage to decapitate a head, another will grow back. You cut off the head of Blight, and it might come back with a vengeance, or it might be replaced by the head of Decay or head of Torment, whichever the 5th and 6th heads are in the current rotation. So, endless pain for your team. But don't worry, you have 6 champions, and it only has 4 heads. You have the numbers advantage. It's going to be like shooting snakes in a barrel. Not exactly. This beast has another trick up its sleeve. It's also going to be trying to eat you. Every so often, one of your champions will get eaten by one of the heads.
Oh my goodness,
now,
look at
just
that!
like in real life, these Hydras have long necks and stomachs in their necks. So you have a few turns to chop off that Hydra's head before it fully digests and consumes your champion. If you slice the head off, you free your champion and they're back in battle. If you don't, they're dead and gone. And
wow, did you guys hear that? Okay, so with the Hydra bosses, every now and then, a Hydra is going to randomly eat one of your champs, right? And you have a very limited period of time to free your champ, or they're gone for the remainder of the fight. Wow, like I said, guys, just so much info in here. Let's keep going.
we really mean gone. You won't be able to revive them, and you'll have one champion missing for the rest of the fight. Sounds like a tough battle, and it is, but the rewards are more than worth it. To recap, You fight the Hydra just like you fight the clan boss. Higher scores, better rewards. Rewards will be earned in the form of Hydra chests, given out at the weekly reset.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Better yet, if your clan manages to fully deplete the Hydra's HP, you
look
get
at all that.
double the rewards. Let's talk about what those rewards are. Aside from the obvious things like clan gold, clan XP, there are some serious rewards on offer. First, you'll be able to win fragments for an exclusive champion, LeilaLucky. We're already taking huge inspiration from...
Yo, you guys, look at Medusa. Beautiful. I gotta say, they did such a good job with this champ. I mean, whether you love Plarium, whether you hate them, whatever you gotta say, one thing everybody can agree on. Plarium always they nails it. Their artwork, their character design is spot on. It is so good. They are so good at art and character design. I mean, check this out. Medusa, she looks beautiful.
Fits into that perfectly. We'll be releasing a
Holy
dedicated
cow.
champion spotlight for Mithrala soon. But as you'd expect from someone
Beautifully
that looks
done.
like Medusa's long-lost sister.
And honestly, I'm already thinking in my head, I'm thinking cosplay ideas. Between this one and the Foxy one that we had just seen, the LeilaFoxy. Look at that. Oh, she looks great. She looks so good.
She's going to be able to poison people. Oh, and turn people to stone. That's a thing now, too.
Ooh,
it's
new
a
ability,
really
too.
scary debuff that can take people out of the fight entirely, with a downside or two. We'll cover it in greater detail soon, but let's just say in the right hands, with the strategy, it's going to be a game changer. That reward's simple.
Is she gonna have a stun ability? Actually, they just said she was gonna have an ability, probably like a petrify. This is what I would think, very much similar to something Medusa has in the lore, which is neat. So they already said they're adding a new debuff with her too.
New champions are never a bad thing, but what about unique rewards or new mechanics? Oh, I'm glad you asked. You'll also be able to win a whole new type of artifact from Hydra chests. We're not talking just a new buff or boosted stats, but an entirely new breed of artifacts that give you set bonuses depending on how many you have equipped. These special variable artifacts will give you an extra bonus with only one of their kind equipped, then another bonus if you equip 2, 3, 4, or even a full 6 of them. These are unlike any other artifact sets in Raid and will open up huge possibilities in terms of artifact combos and builds. Right off the bat, we'll have 2 of these special variable artifact sets. Set 1, Stone Skin. Equipping a single artifact from this set will give your champion a modest but useful 8% HP boost. Equip 2, and you also get an extra 40 resistance on top. But equip 4, and you'll get access to an entirely new defensive buff called Stone Skin, which you'll get for 1 turn at the start of the round. Stone Skin will mean your champion takes almost no damage from enemy attacks, and makes your champion immune to all debuffs except for bombs.
Did you guys hear that? New Stone Skin makes you immune to most debuffs except for bombs. I know people have been asking for some help with bombs for a while now. So, I mean, War Mom, Lord Sharzar. We got some bomb champs there now too, huh? Very interesting. So again, what are we seeing? We could probably see like a major shakeup in PvP with some of this stuff too, right?
In fact, bombs will actually do more damage as they can shatter your champion. But it's still a great trade-off for all the benefits of Stone Skin. That's if you equip 4, but equip 6 and you get 2 turns of Stone Skin, plus a boatload more stat boosts. The next set's called a protection set, and it works the same way. Equip 1, 2, or 3 artifacts and get extra stats. But at 4, the set has a chance to protect any buff the wearer casts or receives.
So interesting.
Protected buffs can't be removed or stolen, so this set is sure to be invaluable to any champion whose buffs are the bedrock of your team. Just like the Stone Skin set, this becomes even more powerful at 6 pieces. The protection chance increases, plus you have the benefits of all the other stat boosts along the way. If the special mechanics alone weren't enough for you to want those sets, how about raw power and strength alone? Stone Skin and protection artifacts will be available in an entirely new rarity, Mythical. Mythical artifacts are a step up from legendary artifacts in strength, and
new
you won't
artifacts.
be able to find these anywhere else.
Artifact types.
Mythical artifacts start with all 4 substats unlocked, but one of the substats will be increased to the equivalent of a level 4 legendary artifact, meaning you'll be able to eke out a little bit more power from mythical artifacts than legendary ones. It's a small edge, but at the highest level, those small margins make a big difference. As you can probably tell, these artifacts will be incredibly versatile and useful pretty much anywhere, no matter whether you're focusing on PvP or PvE. The Hydra is a huge update, and we'll be gradually adding more content to it over time, with awesome new rewards and terrifying new heads. And we're super excited to see what you guys think of it. And that's it.
Wow.
Whew, that's a lot.
That is a lot of info.
We hope you enjoyed our latest preview video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got a lot of exciting content in the works, and you definitely don't want to miss out.
Wow. That was so much info. Again, guys, I don't even know where we start. I don't even know where we start. Just between, they were talking about in the beginning, they talked about Guardian Circle, empowerment, and life tokens. So we saw all that. We saw that the Shadowkin faction is coming soon, along with new champs, including the LeilaFoxy champ. You guys know I'm going to have to get her. I'm going to have to get the LeilaFoxy champ. Shadowkin faction, new champs. Then, of course, you know, we talked about quality of life enhancements. We talked about what they were doing in the tavern, you know, making it so that only champs that can be upgraded are going to be in there. They're going to be including all of the experience boosts together so you can kind of boost up quicker. We're going to have a better filtering system on artifacts, right? Looks like you can filter by rarity and by stars, which is really, really good. Love that as well, too. They talked about adding in more super raids. So adding in some super raids for faction wars and adding some into Doom Tower to try to make content a bit faster. And then, of course, there was so much talked about the Hydra boss. And I want to say easily half this video was about the Hydra. 6 heads, you get to bring in 6 champs, you only get 3 keys a week, so you're going to have to strategize with your clan to figure out the best course of action. And every time you ends up completing a Hydra clan boss run, you can't use those champs again. You can't use those champs again, right? Which means you're going to need 18, you're gonna need 18 champs to bring into that, right, too. And you guys saw that unlike the normal clan boss, the Hydra boss does have a cycle and is going to rotate. They did say that the heads are going to be changing affinities. And then they also did say they're going to be bringing more heads in the future with more abilities. Not to mention these Hydra heads can take your champs out of the game by eating them and such, too. Oh my gosh, King Family, thank you so much for the Prime. Oh my Lord, 14 months? Wow, 14 months. That's insane. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then, of course, this one. This really cool Mithrala. That's her name, Mithrala. They say it right here. But this really, really cool looking Medusa champ that's going to be fragments from the Hydra boss. Again, so much content, guys. Like, I don't even know. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you are most excited about. There is so much to like about this. And as usual, you guys know they can always change things up a little bit before these updates go live. They're just showing us what they're planning on. They're showing probably what they have set already. Anything can change. They can add some things. They could deduct some things. They could push some things back. I mean, you never know. That's just kind of how it is. But I really like seeing these what's next so that, you know, we get to be excited. And I gotta say, like, this one was so jam-packed with info. I would love to know what do you guys think? What are you excited about? Is there something you're really, really excited about? Is there something you're worried about? Like, I saw the empowerments. I know a lot of people are asking for them not to let that be included in PvP. Like that, I did see that pretty much all in the comments today. And I think I saw some of that in the YouTube comments as well. So we're going to have to kind of see what it shakes up with. But even with the empowerments, we're going to have those new sets too. So talk about things that are just going to be changing the meta overall. It's going to be really interesting to see. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out some more videos up here in the playlist on the top right.